There's no longer shorts weather up here. Well, good morning. It's day 32. We are packing up basically. We're gonna hit the trailhead soon. We're gonna drop off Alex, the other hiker, first, and then take me to the other trailhead like 9 miles further on. But that's it. I'm 7 miles behind overall planned for the whole trip to Flagstaff, but hopefully the one day made everything drier so I can make up for 7 miles pretty easily. Maybe 2 a day to Mormon Lake, I don't know. But we shall see. It's nice and cold, perfect for hiking. I'm back on trail. I've got my water filter, everything with me. The only thing less I have than when I started yesterday was 2 Snickers bars. Because that's all I ate yesterday, and that's still have plenty to get to Mormon Lake. It's mostly climbing in the beginning, but again, thank you so much, Shannon, for driving me out here. You saved me 9 miles of hiking, fair amount of elevation too, so can't tell you enough how appreciative I am of you. But so we're gonna go up and reach the center signal, and today, I don't know, we're just gonna go as far as we can, maybe 18 miles. It's 9 o'clock, so it's still actually early enough. We can make 19 if we push, and if the trail's in good condition. So today we climb up to the rim. We're gonna climb a little, go down, and then we got the big climb to the rim, and then we'll be over 7,000 feet again. And then, well, we don't know what to see, so let's go. Like usual, I am way off trail. I guess the Arizona trail's been rerouted. This is the old one. I mean, I didn't see any branch, so I just kept going on this one. I'm halfway up this, and the Arizona trail is down below here somewhere, and we're gonna intersect actually in the same distance it'll take to go back. So I'm just gonna keep going forward, and it's a pretty well-maintained trail, and there's footprints. So I think a lot of people wind up taking this, and then we'll reconnect with the Arizona trail on gut hooks in a mile. So I don't know what the difference between that one and this one will be as far as distance and elevation, but I'm way off. At first I saw it and I was like, I'm just way off trail, but then I looked and it's an old Arizona trail. But fortunately they're gonna reconnect soon, so I'll just stick with this one. I try to do all the open sections of whatever trail I'm through hiking, but if I get lost, I just let it go because I try my best. I really do. And let's just keep going on and hope we connect soon. I mean, that looks totally like a trail, and check out behind me. Well, this is in front of me now, really, but this, I mean, it looks like typical Arizona trail, like a really wide, rocky trail path. Tons of footprints. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person that missed that turnoff. Wherever it was, I'm not sure if this is a new one or the other one was the old one, because I saw a sign that said Arizona Trail with an arrow, and I followed it. I mean, it looks totally like a trail. Well, we are reconnected. On the left there is the Highline Trail, which is what on gut hooks is the Arizona Trail, and on the right is, on Gaia they call it the Arizona Trail Frontage Trail. But we're reconnected now, and we're gonna head on, check out all these muddy prints, but not so muddy anymore, and we'll see where we go from here. We still got a little bit more climb to go. Look at the rim, Mogollon Rim. For us, we are actually just gonna go along the side. I think we're gonna go over the saddle there, and then we're gonna keep going until we hit Washington Park and then go up from there. But that's like another 5-6 miles, I think. So we'll be right next to it. It's pretty nice. Nice, sunny, warm day. Even today, I'm kind of laughing at all these mud, like slides from the previous hikers. But I'm just hoping that people behind me don't laugh at my slides coming up. Maybe I should quit laughing before karma kicks in, huh? Look at this. It was just behind me. I didn't see it coming up. I love seeing those layers like that. It's wild. And those are so different from everything else around it. It's very, very weird. Beautiful skies too. Sometimes you see comments in gut hooks like, oh, it's coming out of the hose really well. And you're like, what? And there are no pictures, you don't know what's going on, but there it is. It's a hose that's submerged under the ground. Somehow it must force the spring water to come out through the hose. And it's coming out really well. Like, you could probably fill a 2-liter in just a few seconds. The creek itself isn't flowing. It's flowing reasonably well, but with all that water, it's crazy. I'm guessing a lot of it soaks in initially, because that's a lot of water coming out of that hose. Very nice. I think this is just a beautiful example of an agave. Really nice. Like, there aren't any brown spots. I mean, the little brown you see is dirt, but super nice and healthy. Sharp. There's some of the rim up there. And we're still gonna go along the side of it. I think we're entering over there, right where the little gap is, I think, but I could be totally wrong. I probably am, because we probably have like 5 more miles, and that's far, that's too close. So we'll probably go around over there. And then up the rim. Looks like most of the snow is gone from the sides. Hopefully it's cleared on top. I'm feeling kind of tired today. Yesterday I didn't eat enough during the day, and then in the evening I really didn't eat that much either. Just like a couple of slices of pizza and some couple of slices of smaller slices of pie, and which is a significant reduction from what I'm used to eating for dinner. So I think my body's just out of fuel today. I already ate 2 Snickers bars. It's not even noon yet, and I've been hiking for 3 hours. Less than 3 hours. Usually 2 bars will last me longer. I'm gonna stop at the next water source. I think it's 1.4 miles. And I'll just filter water and eat a whole bunch of Fritos, and maybe I'll dig into my food bag and eat something else, because I only have 2 more bars in my hip pocket. I usually leave 4 in there. But I'm gonna go through them by the end of today for sure. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to camp and then just eating a normal sized dinner for me, normal breakfast, and then just get into the regular grinds, just getting that groove to, yeah. So hopefully I can get my energy back today. Look at my baby working. I'll never forget you again, or toss you in the trash again. Well, eventually I'll throw you in the trash, but not for a while. Let's see if I can catch this. I saw a little guy swimming around in there. One of those tiny little guys with look like a lot of legs. You see him in creek water, but it's bigger. You don't need a microscope. Yeah, I can't get him to swim out. I wonder if he's burying himself in my filter. Come on now. Let's back flush into my scoop and see if we can catch him. So yesterday, if I had my filter, this was my planned campsite. There's actually a couple good ones. One back there between the trees and this one. Some dead trees above, but you can see the footprints down there. Huh, these are elk prints, deep elk prints. Must have been really muddy right here when they came by. And off to the side, you have this. According to gut hooks, this is just called creek. No name or anything, but it's flowing so super well right now. A little before this one, there was another creek with a name, but I didn't even notice it. I walked right on by. It was so dry. But this one's a rager. Looking at gut hooks, there aren't that many water reports up ahead. There's a really nice creek coming up in 5 miles once I get onto the rim. But after that, it's like those animal tanks, and some of them are just mud crazed. So I'd like to avoid them if I can, but I'll get water out of them if I have to. But there might be a long stretch without any water. There's a campground some people go to to get water, but the tap's off. And there's a ranger station 0.8 miles east. That's coming up in like 18 miles from now. But I like to camp out in about 10 more miles. It's 1:20 now, so if I do like 5 more hours, somewhere less than 10 miles. But I'm not sure how much water to take out of this one last reliable resource. I might just take 6, since I'll only be hiking 4 more, and then because I want to hydrate and cold soak tomorrow's lunch tomorrow morning. So it's pretty interesting. Nobody's reporting in, or they just don't have signal and hasn't synced up yet. So it's kind of an adventure here coming, but just a little bit more, a couple more miles. We're gonna hit the Washington trailhead, and then we're gonna actually start to climb. It's about 1,000 feet, and we'll be over 7,000 feet again. So I'll see you at the park probably. Yeah, like I said, Washington Park, 2.5, that's not bad. At mile 478, there's this thing. I thought it was just fence posts, so I kept on walking, but there's nothing down there. A lot of people walk down that way, I can tell, because the trail's worn in. And there's no trespassing sign on the barbed wire over there, but this must be for the animals. It's like one of those twisty things, except it's made out of just wire and trees. But it's small. It's small. Yeah, it's actually not bad, but this is the trail. Totally walked by it. Oh, I guess I should have looked at the tree, huh? Made it to the Washington Park trailhead area. Mexico 479, so 321 to go. And off to the side, there's several vehicles far down. More than I thought there would be. But we are off. Yep, I see more day hikers. It looks like the Arizona Trail goes this way. This is where the AZT breaks off from the Highline Trail. Yeah, the Highline Trail is over on the right. Yeah, a lot of cars. Let's sign this register and get this climb done. It's 2:30. The climb is 2 miles, 1,283 feet. Let's see how long it takes. 2 miles, 1,283 feet. Maybe 4 o'clock. Right by the trailhead, there is a stream. I was wondering where it was, but quite a nice stream, nice bridge, and there's a nice level camping spot up there for maybe 1-2 person tent. But we crossed the bridge and up into the rim. Up. Okay, so it was a left after the bridge. There was no sign at the junction, but this is crystal clear, Arizona Trail. So we are heading the right direction. I think a third of the elevation gain is in the last quarter. So the last quarter miles is, well, not quarter miles, half mile is steep. So yeah, wait for it. It's gonna be steep. The top is in sight. It's been getting windier and windier, and the clouds have been still coming in and out, and it's pretty cold. Legs are getting cold already during the climb. I think after this, it's going to be long pants from now on, especially with tomorrow's weather. It's supposed to get down to 19 tomorrow night. But here comes the intersection. I haven't seen what time it is yet. It probably did take me an hour 15 to go 2 miles. We'll see. There we go. It's now 3:40. So it took an hour 10. Better than an hour and a half, I guess. But let's find this Arizona Trail and keep going. This is a really nice forest road. But yeah, let's go. We gotta get to that water source, and then we gotta get to camp. It's still really cloudy. I think it's gonna get dark quickly. I was so excited to be at the top here that I didn't notice the all the snow. I thought for sure a lot of it melted. There's still a little, and the ground is really mushy though. I think this is the trail. I'll check in a second. That's usually what I do when I think I'm off. I'll check gut hooks, and if it says I'm not, I'll just walk a little, check it again, just to see if it moved. Hey, here's a little lodge up here. I heard you can sleep in there if you want, but there are mice, of course. I think this is where that guy was holed up when he got rescued just a week or so ago. A lot of it has melted since. But we are branching off here. I see the Arizona Trail sign, so we're not on this road anymore. We are going into the woods. Every time the wind picks up, I wish I had long pants on. I still have shorts, but I definitely think it's no longer shorts weather up here. I think a lot of the trail is flooded like this, and with it covered in snow, I see the footprints. The downside is that you keep sinking into the water, so your feet are going to be wet nonstop. So I definitely wish I had waterproof socks now. But the plus side is there are dry patches of land here and there. So if I have to camp somewhere, I could find some spot covered in pine needles. Nothing's the flattest, but it'll definitely work. So that's good. It's good. We go right next to this weird fence. It's really tall. I think it's actually shorter here because of the snow. Maybe. But we're on the trail. And miraculously, every once in a while, there's like dry patches of trail. But maybe in a few more days. Then it'll be muddy. But I wonder if it's for elk. The fence is so high. Like a sanctuary for them. It's definitely hard to walk, at least, especially with no trekking poles. Oh, I just post-holed. My knee hit the top. I should concentrate on walking here. Yeah, usually those trail signs are much taller than this, so it's probably at least 1.5 feet buried. So yeah, let's go. The Arizona Trail is on the other side of this stream, General Springs, and I can't get to it without getting my feet wet here. One of the rocks is submerged and one is too low and the other one is way too far. But way upstream I see a bunch of rocks, so I'm gonna walk upstream and cross those rocks and then try to figure out how to... Yeah, I see some footsteps. It looks like they did the same thing and crossed down here. Not bad. It was questionable getting on that first rock because you don't know if the snow is going to collapse at the edge. But once you go climb up the side right there, it looks like there's a trail right here. It goes all the way up. So must be used quite often. Next, down here. No footprints where I went and no footprints here. I guess most people just walked across, or maybe they had snow bridges over. I don't know. I'm gonna put the phone away though because it could be slippery here. It is windy and cold up here. I don't know what the conditions are gonna be like further. I mean, there was a fact that someone reported that one of the water tanks, like the animal tanks, was dry. And if it's like that, there's not gonna be that much water up there. And even before, there were stretches where there wasn't that much water, even though it's been snowing like crazy. And it's tons of snow here, but I don't know what to expect. So I actually grabbed 4.5 liters from the stream here, and I think conditions are going to change after 5 miles, 6 miles. I don't know, but I think I'm just going to go like 2 or 3 miles maybe because it's starting to get really cold, and start finding a dry spot after 2 miles, maybe less, and then settle in, and hopefully I got enough water. I mean, there's just so much snow and there's a stream, but at some point we're actually branching away from the stream, and I think we're not going to see as much water. But I'm just guessing. I have no idea right now, so let's see what happens. It's really tough going. It's all this snow now. Definitely a lot of snow. I don't know how much would have been here like a week ago, but it's sort of slushy, so you kind of keep post holing, but the post holes aren't that deep, fortunately. But everything is wet, or at least my socks and my shoes are wet. The good news is there's no more mud on my shoes, so nice and clean. And then the next 2 nights are going to be well below freezing, so my shoes will definitely freeze up. But thought I'd show you how things are right now. After a little bit, we're going to branch away from the stream, and I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot less snow. So, we'll see how it goes. I've only done like 13.5 miles so far. I'm 50 miles from Mormon Lake. So tempting to stay here. That could take 2.5 days. And I have 4 days of food. It's all kind of crazy now because of my weird stop, because I didn't eat a day's worth of food. So I have 9 miles extra because of that. So let me do the math. You won't have to watch me do it. Okay, so I have 100 miles to Flagstaff actually. So even if I hike 16 miles a day, that is about 6 days, 7 days. I'll hike more than 16. 7 days. Plus I'm planning to resupply in Mormon Lake anyway. And I have 4 nights of food here. So I can actually do 4 nights and 2 nights to get to Flagstaff. I'm going to skip here for now just because it's a little too early. But I think in 30 minutes, the next good spot that comes up, I'm just going to set up camp. Just because I've had a weird couple days, not eating right yesterday, lack of energy. I think it'll be good to get going once I get tummy full of food. Plus, after about a mile and a half, it starts going up again for quite a bit, and I'd rather camps down low there. Maybe we'll be protected because we have this hill on this side. It's blocking the sun, but it's very calm here. That's why I was tempted here. There's no wind. But I think I'm gonna keep going, and let's hope I don't regret it. Sure, with trails like this, I'm not going nearly as fast as I want, but we're here. There's no snow for a while, so it's on and off. I think it's gonna probably balance out to 2 miles an hour. Depends on how much more snow we see, but I don't know. As long as it doesn't snow more and it's still sunny, it'll keep melting day by day and it'll get better. Everything will get better. Now this is a master fire ring. It's more like a real fireplace. You could sit on this rock right here and the heat will reflect back in your face. That's really good. Not that many campsites around here. Maybe it's covered in the snow. Nothing level. That's a good spot. I'll keep going. The other side of the river is just covered in snow, but we're doing all right for some reason. I don't know if it's because it snowed less here because of whatever winds, or it just melted, but up the hill there's nothing. That's why this ground over here is pretty dry, just because there's... Uh-oh, I had to open my mouth about the snow. I know the junction is on this side of the river, but the Arizona Trail is across here. I really didn't want to cross just because this stream is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and there are no more rocks to hop over now. Oh man, this late in the day. I should take off my shoes. They're mostly dry. Well, they're damp, but they're not wet. They're not soaking wet, and that's a problem. You go over this, it'll be soaking wet all night and into the day, and it'll freeze overnight hard. All right, I'm gonna take off my shoes. I think even if I camped here and waited until morning, there's gonna be no way to rock hop just because it's just this, all this grass covers up all this water. Can't see any rocks. Kind of looks like some people scrambled on the left there. I mean, it's annoying if it's gonna cross and then cross back in just a short time. Maybe I should check the map. Yep, it crosses here and actually just over there somewhere it crosses back. And it does look like people have been scrambling. You could see, you know, wear and tear from where people have walked. So I'm gonna do that so I don't have to cross twice. It looks rough, but it's probably still gonna be way faster than taking off my shoes, crossing, drying my shoes, and just doing that twice. Or at least once, I guess, and you can go over there. But I don't look forward to walking in my sandals through all this snow. It would be horrible. So let's scramble. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. It looks really well worn and it's not too rough. Not bad at all. And there's the trail. Through a ton of snow, and it crosses, I guess, when it's not so high. I see rocks below there. It'd be easy to walk across the rocks, but not today. And it's actually a really well-worn in path. They should just make the trail on this side. Not sure why they didn't, but maybe animals use it or something and trample it down, but it was actually pretty easy. So let's go up this way. I'm gonna actually look for a campsite now. It's getting later. Like I said before, my energy levels are all weird today. And then we'll see. What's funny is I have gut hooks and Gaia, and gut hooks showed all kinds of crazy things. There's a green line and a red line, but Gaia actually showed the correct crossings. So good on you, Gaia. There are actually a lot of level spots around here. The only catch is you gotta look up. Pine trees always have a lot of dead branches, especially lower, and you don't want them falling down on you if it gets windy overnight. But a lot of them do have it, so I'm actively on the look for a site because it's almost 6 o'clock. So I think that's good for today. I'll call it after that. I like to be on the left side where it's higher because it's a little drier that way. But I'll take anything where the ground is dry. Over on the right, there's an awesome level area. It looks relatively dry, and someone built a cairn there. So I wonder if it's a popular camp spot. Yeah, with the firing, I think it looks good. I'll check the trees here. Yeah, the trees look good. All the branches look really healthy. Nothing dead hanging. Small ones. I'm actually going to set up right here just because it's kind of surrounded by the trees. The trees won't protect you from the wind too much. But it's really kind of protected here because all the hills. And then I could look out and look at that and all the snow. But actually the last half mile there hasn't been too much snow, so if I say it again, we're going to go on that side. But we are going to go left away from that. I'm not quite sure why there's so much snow over there. I got to get my bearings, see which way is which. The hills are blocking the sun, so I don't know what's going on. I think that's west. This is southwest. Winds are coming kind of from the west. If you look between the trees, there are dark clouds coming. And those clouds are moving fast. I'm going to set up. I'll just stay here. I'm going to set up here. Yeah, I'll set it up this way. My head will be on that side. The wind is kind of going this way. So I'll have the vestibule here door open, actually closed. I'm going to close it all because the clouds look so dark. But then the wind will flap at my feet. But I'll stake both sides down too. I'll have to say the only thing that worries me is the ground is really soft. And I use these shepherd hook titanium stakes for the corners. So I hope the corners hold up. I'll put some dead wood on each of the corners here because that's where the wind's coming from. And maybe some on the groundhog stake as well. That's going to hold up better, but who knows how windy it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be too windy, but... I actually found some rocks closer to the water, so I put rocks on some of the corners anyway, and the vestibule ones, but this is what it looks like. This is my tent site. Looks pretty good. I did both ends in the middle just so I could have more room because there's going to be condensation because there's moisture everywhere. There's snow, ground saturated, so it will come. And then here's my tape job. It's all wrinkled because of the way it was stuffed in the stuff sack, but you can really see all the tape that I've used. It's like all the top. This is where one hole was. The other hole was over here. So I made it really long and tried to make sure that it filled in to any folds. What's funny is along here you could see more in the middle, more at the other end. The camouflage tape, you really can't see that well. It's that right there. It's slightly different color. And I did all this because it was dripping down the middle at one point. But I have a feeling that by the end of this trail, there may be more holes just from wear and tear. It's not even from like punctures or anything. I think it's just from wear because like the Cuban fiber bag that stuff's in, it's all tattered up too, just from going in and out. And the same in and out, the tent's getting the same amount of wear. Usually it's the floor that's rubbing against the sack, but the floor seems okay so far. I don't know. It'll last as long as it doesn't. I won't say the word or words. Clouds look kind of dark, but there are blue clouds. Blue clouds. There are no such thing as blue clouds. Anyway, there's dark clouds and there's a little bit of blue here and there, but those clouds are kind of dark, so they're thicker. I'm gonna just move everything in right now and start eating. My plan to make up for the eating thing is as soon as I get inside, I'm just gonna eat some macadamia nuts or eat a whole bunch of like heavy calorie things, then set up the bed, and then move on to dinner after that. That way I won't be hungry, but I can still eat more after that. So I think it's a good plan. I think it's a good plan. One thing I've learned with wet shoes in cold weather is if you just take your shoes off and it freezes overnight, you do have to crack it open to get it open, but it's really stiff. And I found that I like to just open the top a little. I don't know if other people do that. Kind of open it up, and then I took my insoles out so it dries out a little bit. But if you open it up a little and it freezes and becomes really stiff, you can still get your feet in there without having to fight it. It may be a little loose, and then as your feet warm up the shoe and melt it, it'll feel loose, and you have to stop and retie your shoelaces. But I just don't like the struggle of trying to slide my feet in the morning, so yeah, I kind of push it open. They didn't even start getting wet until after the rim, so like 3:45, but they're all kind of pruny. You can see the texture of the insole, I think. Or is that the socks? Oh well, super pruny and dirt. I'm gonna leave the socks here to dry a little. They're not wet enough that you could squeeze water out of them, but they'll dry some. But what I do is I just wear my second set of socks tomorrow. So tomorrow morning I'll just wear my second set of socks, and I'll just hang these socks off my backpack and just let them dry, hopefully. I don't know. There's a lot of trees, so there's less direct sun. But the hope is they'll dry. It should be warmer during the day, so it should dry. And if not, I'll have 2 pairs of wet socks. What am I going to do? Someone mentioned that you can put them under your sleeping pad and they'll dry overnight. I've never tried it. Have any of you ever tried it? I can't imagine it would, because there's no air. Like, there would be warmth from your body, but there's no air to get the moisture out. So I'm not sure how that would work. And then your sleeping pad will have big wet spots on the bottom, 2 of them anyway, and smell like socks, at least the bottom part. But yeah, I don't know. Does that work? Tonight I'm selling something different. I got instant rice. You can cold soak it and it works fine, and add it to some teriyaki rice, and it shouldn't be too salty anymore and extra calories and whatnot. So I think it'll work out really well. I've used instant rice before and added it to everything as well as cold soaked, and it's always been nice. The only disadvantage is volume wise per calorie, it doesn't have as many calories as couscous, which is much smaller, and this is kind of puffy a little bit. But I think it's a little healthier change than adding ramen to everything, like super processed noodles. So yeah, that should work. I forgot to show this guy. Yep, I'll be adding olive oil to everything. In fact, I'm gonna try to add 1 ounce. I have no idea how much 1 ounce would be, but I'm gonna add 1 ounce to it. There's 8 ounces there, so it should last me till Flagstaff, and I can get another bottle. So yeah, and that's like 200 calories extra.